It was a warm and quiet morning in Thailand. The sun had just started to rise, painting the sky with soft shades of pink and orange. Inside the zoo, something very special was happening. In a cozy, sheltered area near a small pond, a mother pygmy hippopotamus named Jonah was resting. She had been feeling tired for hours, and the zookeepers watched her carefully. Then, at last, a tiny, wiggling baby hippo was born. The baby was small compared to her mother, but she was strong. Her skin was dark brown and shiny, still wet from birth. She blinked her little eyes and moved her short legs, trying to stand up. The zookeepers held their breath. Could she do it? With a little wobble, the baby pushed herself up. First, she stood on her front legs, then her back legs. She stumbled, then fell gently onto the soft grass. But she didn't give up. She tried again and again, until finally she stood up properly. The zookeepers cheered softly. "She's so strong," one of them whispered. "Look at her tiny legs." The mother hippo, Jonah, gently nudged her baby with her nose. The baby made a soft, snorting sound and took her first small steps toward her mother. Everyone watched in amazement. It was a beautiful moment. Soon the news spread around the zoo. Visitors, excited by the announcement, gathered around the hippo enclosure, hoping to catch a glimpse of the newborn. Cameras clicked as people tried to take pictures. Now, the baby needed a name. The zookeepers wanted something special, something that showed her energy and cuteness. After some discussion, they chose the name Moo Deng, which means bouncy pig in Thai. It was the perfect name for a lively little hippo. Moo Deng's new life had just begun, and no one knew yet how famous she would become. But one thing was clear. This tiny hippo had already stolen everyone's heart. Moo Deng was growing fast. Every day she became stronger and more curious about the world around her. From the moment she opened her eyes in the morning, she was ready to play. Her favorite game was splashing in the water. As soon as she reached the small pond in her enclosure, she would jump in with a big plop. The cool water covered her shiny skin, making her feel fresh and happy. Sometimes she would roll onto her back and wiggle her little legs in the air. Other times she would dip her head under the water and blow tiny bubbles. Her mother, Jonah, was always nearby, watching her playful daughter. Jonah was a calm and gentle hippo. She often stood in the water, letting Moo Deng climb on her back. The little hippo would hold on tightly before sliding down into the water again. Moo Deng's father, Tony, was bigger and stronger than Jonah. He didn't play as much, but he liked to watch his daughter run around. Sometimes he would give her a little push with his nose, sending her tumbling into the soft grass. Moo Deng would squeal with excitement and quickly get back up, ready for another game. Not only did she love swimming, but she also enjoyed running. Her short legs moved surprisingly fast. She would dash across the enclosure, chasing butterflies or birds that landed nearby. The zookeepers often laughed as they watched her run in circles, kicking up little clouds of dust. Moo Deng's playful nature made her a favorite among visitors. Every day, people gathered around her enclosure, hoping to see her in action. Children pointed excitedly as she jumped into the pond, and adults smiled as they watched her splash and play. "Look at her go," a little boy said, clapping his hands. "She's like a little water ballerina," a woman said, laughing. People took out their phones and cameras to capture Moo Deng's adorable antics. Soon, her pictures and videos started spreading on social media, making her even more popular. But Moo Deng didn't care about fame. She was just a happy, playful little hippo, enjoying every moment of her day. And this was only the beginning of her amazing journey. Moo Deng's playful nature made her a favorite at the zoo, but soon she became famous far beyond the zoo's walls. It all started when one of the zookeepers, a young woman named Lin, took a short video of Moo Deng playing in the water. In the video, Moo Deng splashed around, rolled onto her back, and wiggled her little legs in the air like a happy puppy. Lin thought the video was too cute to keep to herself, so she uploaded it to the zoo's social media page with the caption, "Meet Moo Deng, our bouncy little hippo. Isn't she adorable?" At first, the video got a few likes and comments from regular zoo visitors. But then something surprising happened. More and more people started sharing it. Within a few days, thousands of people had watched the video. Soon, the number grew to millions. People from all over the world fell in love with the tiny hippo. They left comments like, "I want to hug her. She's the happiest hippo I've ever seen. Moo Deng is the queen of cuteness." Animal lovers, bloggers, and even news websites started talking about her. Some called her the cutest baby hippo in the world. Others made funny memes with her pictures, adding silly captions like, "Be like Moo Deng, play every day." As Moo Deng's fame grew, the zoo received more visitors than ever before. Families traveled from different cities just to see her. Some people even came from other countries. One day, a little girl named Emma visited the zoo with her parents. She had seen every video of Moo Deng online and had been begging her parents to bring her to Thailand. When Emma finally saw Moo Deng in real life, she gasped. "She's even cuter in person," she whispered. Moo Deng, as usual, was busy playing in the pond. She splashed water toward the crowd, making everyone laugh. Emma giggled and waved at the little hippo. To her surprise, Moo Deng stopped, looked at her, and wiggled her ears. It was as if she was saying hello. The zoo staff was happy that Moo Deng brought so much joy to people. But they also knew that fame could bring challenges. With more visitors coming every day, they needed to make sure Moo Deng stayed safe and happy. But for now, she was simply enjoying her days, playing, swimming, and making the world smile. Little did she know, her journey as an internet star was just beginning. Moo Deng was now a global sensation. Every day, large crowds gathered around her enclosure, hoping to see her play. Some visitors waved excitedly, while others called out her name. Cameras flashed as people tried to capture the perfect photo. At first, Moo Deng didn't mind. She loved playing and making people smile. But soon, the number of visitors became overwhelming. People started making loud noises to get her attention. Some even knocked on the glass surrounding her enclosure. "Moo Deng, look here! Jump in the water again. Come closer. I want a selfie." Moo Deng, confused by all the noise, sometimes stopped playing and hid behind her mother, Jonah. She no longer felt as free to run and splash whenever she wanted. The zookeepers quickly noticed the change in Moo Deng's behavior. Lin, the zookeeper who had first shared her videos, felt worried. "She's not as playful as before," she told her team. "She looks tired." The zoo staff knew they had to protect Moo Deng. They decided to take action. First, they put up new signs around the enclosure. The signs said, "No flash photography. Bright lights can hurt Moo Deng's eyes. Please be quiet. Loud noises can scare the animals. Do not tap on the glass. Respect Moo Deng's space." They also set up security cameras to monitor visitors and make sure everyone followed the rules. If someone got too close or made too much noise, a staff member would kindly remind them to be respectful. To give Moo Deng more quiet time, the zoo introduced special hours where only a few visitors could see her at once. This allowed her to rest and play without too much attention. Slowly, things improved. The visitors learned to admire Moo Deng from a distance. Instead of shouting, they watched her quietly. Instead of using flash, they took gentle videos. Moo Deng, feeling safe again, returned to her playful self. She ran, splashed, and wiggled her ears just like before. Her fame had brought both joy and challenges, but thanks to the zoo staff's care, Moo Deng could continue to grow up happily. And the world still loved her, just from a more respectful distance. With the new rules in place, life at the zoo became much better for Moo Deng. She could now enjoy her days without feeling overwhelmed by the crowd. To make sure she stayed healthy and happy, the zoo created a special schedule just for her. Every morning, before the zoo opened, Moo Deng had 1 hour of quiet playtime with her mother, Jonah. Without any visitors watching, she could run, jump, and splash as much as she wanted. During the day, visitors could still see Moo Deng, but only in small groups. The zoo organized Moo Deng viewing times, allowing people to watch her without making too much noise. The staff also gave short talks about how to respect animals. They explained that hippos, even tiny ones like Moo Deng, need space and peace to grow strong. At first, some visitors felt disappointed that they couldn't take close-up selfies or call out to Moo Deng. But soon, they realized something special. by being patient and quiet. They could see Moo Deng's natural behavior. One afternoon, a little boy named Leo sat quietly near the enclosure with his parents. Instead of shouting, he just watched. Moo Deng, feeling safe, slowly walked closer. She looked at Leo with her big round eyes and twitched her little ears. Then, as if to say hello, she gave a tiny snort and flicked her tail. Leo gasped. "She noticed me," he whispered excitedly. His mother smiled. "That's because you were respectful. Animals like kindness." As weeks passed, Moo Deng continued to grow. She became more confident, her legs became stronger, and she started exploring new parts of her enclosure. She even made a new game, chasing floating leaves in the water. The zookeepers laughed whenever they saw her spinning in circles, trying to catch them. Even though she was still a baby, everyone at the zoo knew that one day Moo Deng would grow into a strong and beautiful pygmy hippo. And no matter how famous she became, she would always have a safe and loving home. With each playful splash and happy wiggle, Moo Deng continued to bring joy to everyone who met her, both in the zoo and around the world. And so, her journey as a little star, a beloved animal, and a happy hippo continued.